we've just reached Barron's Court. So that was 30 minutes on one of the trains, and then we're gonna flip around, and then we're gonna wait. There's still like 20 minutes left because this train doesn't go to the place that often, so it's gonna be another 40 minutes on this train. So we're here in Oxbridge. It's so much more populated than I thought it would be. Old school cat, got me stunning. Funny how the rest won't come in. Funny how you back for loving. I got one too many tricks on my sleeve. I mustn't leave. Overdose of empathy. My pops and me. More screenshots of me. The streets are free. Go ahead and take from me. Break a mirror, fuck. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so here we are. I feel like it's like an orchard all to yourself. Oh, this reminds me of when I used to have a car. Okay, so it has been a good couple of years since I've last went apple picking. The last time was when I was in Boston. Anybody who is from New England knows, end of September, October is time for apple picking. But I realized why I hadn't gone all these years since moving to London, and that's just because it is a pain to get out here, like various buses and trains, and then you have to like wait and whatnot. So yeah, but this is supposed to be a really picturesque type family farm, so I'm kind of showing you guys the wrong side. Don't throw up, don't get sick. But there they are. I think this time of the year they still have some plums, so that's what the lady said. There's still some plums, and then some early apples, because it's like mid-September now. I think if I have waited 2 weeks, there'll probably be a bit more. But the cool thing is that I'm not going to walk anymore. The cool thing is that there are also raspberries and different berries on this farm, so I think it will be quite nice. Picking some Damson plums. So I think this may be what they use to make prunes, because it's supposed to be super sour. These are plums. They're really small. Oh. Yeah, running, got me gunning. Old school cat, got me stunning. Funny how the rest gon' come in. Funny how you back for loving. I got one too many tricks up my sleeve. I mustn't leave. Overdose of empathy. My pops and me. More screenshots of me. The streets are free. Feeling no one feel for me. Okay, so here are the first of the Damson plums. This one's a little dry, but I think it's the end of the road for the Damsons. It's the last week that you can pick them. Okay, so the lady at the counter said the green ones are baking apples, and then the red ones are going to be eating apples. Old school cat, got me stunning. Funny how the rest don't come in. Funny how you back for loving. I got one too many tricks up my sleeve. I mustn't leave. Overdose of empathy. My pops and me. More screenshots of me. The streets are free. Go ahead and take from me. Feeling right out of line. Gotta hit my boy Ricky for the way up the time. Proud of driven, but it's nothing but the time and grind. Take the time, tripping over space and time. My mind in line, spitting like a god of time. My modest mind, speaking from the heart of kind. A way to find another way to pass the time. I made my mind a station's kind of race. Yeah, running, got me gunning. Oh no, look at how many of these have fallen. So if you look at a lot of these orchards, a lot of them are actually quite old, like probably a good 100 years old. I had read that in the States, the orchards, they're a lot younger because there was prohibition, and during prohibition they got rid of, you know, a lot of the apple trees, because that makes cider and whatnot. But they didn't have prohibition here, so you know, potentially a lot of these orchards could actually be quite old. I don't really know about here, but they look old. I don't know.
Yeah, running, got me gunning. Old school cat, got me stunning. Funny how the rest gon' come in. Funny how you back for loving. I got one too many tricks up my sleeve, I mustn't leave. Overdose of empathy, my pops and me. More scream shots in me, the streets are free. Feeling no one feel for me. Running, got me gunning. Old school cat, got me stunning.
So in England, there are so many blackberries. Like, you'll walk the street, and then on the side of the road, it'll just be like weeds, but there'll be berries there. And all of these are, yeah, they're just blackberries. So here are some of the raspberries. I think a majority of them are not, like, they're not too ripe yet. So you might have to wait a couple weeks for these. Lots of bees.
Shots of me, the streets are free. Go ahead and take from me. Feeling right out of line. Gotta hit my boy Ricky for the way up the time. Proud of driven, but it's nothing but the climb and grind. Take the time, tripping over space and time. My mind in line, spinning like a god of time. My modest mind, speaking from the heart of kind. A way to find another way to pass the time. I made my mind a spacious kind of race.
Alright, so just finished picking the apples. I looked through the berries section as well, but I didn't get any berries. And now I'm almost ready to go back, but the farm had some chickens as well, which is really cute. And then they have sheep over on the other side. So just checking those out right now. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this apple picking journey with me. And yeah, I'm gonna go back to London now. So cool. All right, bye.
Knowing that you're gone in your own. Yeah, running, got me gunning. Old school cat, got me stunning. Funny how the rest gon' come in. Funny how you back for loving. I got one too many tricks up my sleeve, I mustn't leave. Overdose of empathy, my pops and me. More scream shots in me, the streets are free. Feeling no one feel for me. Running, got me gunning. Old school cat, got me stunning. Funny how the rest gon' come in.